Welcome to Red Ring Media. This is a brand new program. We are calling it One-on-One with the Gen Zs, where we discuss issue-based political situation, economic analysis, and our social actions in the current country, of course, in relation with the current administration. And to help us in this issue, we have Mr. Vincent Juma on the far end. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And we have Mr. Moses Sunday. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And Julius Umoja, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Now, gentlemen, there's a lot we need to unpack, and I want to just lay the foundation of this conversation. I will pose a question, a statement, and if you agree with that statement, you will tell us. If you don't agree, you will tell us, and of course, give us the reason. And the first statement that I would like to make is that the Galana Kulalu irrigation scheme has been a game changer. The irrigation scheme has been a game changer in terms of food production that has been spearheaded with the Kenya Kwanza government. Mr. Umoja, do you agree with that statement?
You know, because of the objectives, the major objectives why Galana Kulalu was formed, I think it was just because of the food security, and also because of the job opportunities, as well as to reduce the imports that we have as a country. If you see some of the crops which are being grown in Galana Kulalu, like the cassava, like the maize, and so on and so forth, I think it's a very good project because according also to the volume of water that we had in Galana Dam, it has come to be utilized within this irrigation scheme. And actually, Galana Kulalu helps in the country annually to attain like 2.8 billion annually. So it is a very good project, and I think the people of Kilifi and the people of Tana River are really utilizing it in a better way so that their lives can be transformed, and also to reduce the food security that we have as a country. To me, I fully support, and I think you also see in terms of the public-private partnerships, and also looking at the National Irrigation Authority as one of the key stakeholders for this particular project, and also maybe some other companies which are deemed to be in charge of the market. I think it is so fine because there's a ready market, and also people are very comfortable with the project. To me, I support.
Yes. What about you, Mr. Moses?
Okay, thank you for having me. You know, anything that we are doing or any job that we are doing is just for stomach. So if the government decided that they can produce through Galana Kulalu, because if you look at the project, it was around $52 million US, but the impact we can see. So I fully support the project.
What about you, Vincent?
This question is actually self-explanatory. The other time I was telling people about how government has constructed Talanta Stadium to be a very good stadium. But someone told me, we cannot eat stadium. We need something to eat. So which means Galana Kulalu actually answered that question, that Kenyans really need food security. Yeah, such simple.
And now that you have talked about sports, and my next statement will be, the government promised to build some more stadiums. Of course, it is building Talanta, but the general impact. What is the general impact of that?
Yeah, the general impact of Talanta Stadium and other more stadiums at large is actually very positive because you see, we hosted AFCON, and we were supposed to host. Sorry, we hosted CHAN, yes, and we were supposed to host some very more prestigious tournaments in the past. But we could not do so because we lacked world standard facilities. And for your information, the CHAN we hosted last time, it was entirely supposed to be hosted in Kenya. It is only that other stadiums were not yet complete, Talanta was not yet complete. And if we could have had stadiums of international standards like Talanta Stadium, actually we could have hosted the entire tournament. And you know, if we host prestigious tournaments like CHAN, like AFCON, actually as a country we receive a lot of revenues, okay? So government's intention to develop more stadiums is actually going to boost not only local sports, but also as revenues are also going to be generated, because we are going to host prestigious tournaments. And as you can see, and also you have heard that in 2027, we are going to host AFCON. That is very prestigious. And as a country, we are going to receive a lot of revenues from that tournament. So it is actually a very good move by the government. And if the previous regimes could have thought of starting such a project, we could have been far, right? Thank you very much.
What about you, Moses? What do you think about that?
You see, if you find someone, I saw the other day someone was saying that the building of Talanta Stadium is not a priority. So you ask yourself then, what is the priority? You know, if Kenyans or any other general people can just start reasoning without emotions, that any project has an impact, because even if you say that we need employment, we need food, but even that Talanta Stadium is being built, people are getting employment from there. We cannot employ everybody. We must just find a way how we can create a job. Once someone is educated, he has gone to school, it is not a must that he must be employed by the government. You just find a way how you can create employment and do what you can do. Again, if you see that Talanta Stadium, it will also assist in hosting other local football. Like if you find maybe like it is adjacent to Kibra, they can now gain access to Talanta Stadium and do their practices. Yeah.
You see most of the stadia,
Yes.
they are being built so that they can help in nurturing the talents that our people have, whether the young people or the old. But you find that even as we head to host one of the most important games in Africa, like the AFCON, I think I should also correct my brother, that let them, you see this government, you see their major aim is just saying that they are going to collect the revenue. You see, even if revenue should come after nurturing the talent of these people. So your major first objective of hosting the AFCON is to nurture the talent, the local talents that we have as a country and the talents that we have in Africa. Then the revenue comes second. We can even decide not even to do the revenue and nurture the talents, because that is the major objective. Secondly, I would wish one of the developed countries, like Kenya is one of the countries that is still at the mid stage, we need to be having stadium in each and every county, so that we can be in a position to nurture the talents from the local ground. If Siaya, there's a stadium, well and good. Migori, I think it is in the process that has been launched. I think it is being developed. That is a very good progress. Then if you go to Kisii, we need a stadium. If you go to Nyamira, we need a stadium. If all these 47 counties, we need stadium, so that the local talents also can be in a position to be nurtured. The local talents can be in a position to be massaged. That is the best way if we go as a country. But let us not use the stadium to ferry people who are going there to destroy stadium, when we have got the national celebration who are being ferried to go and destroy this our stadium. We value this stadium. So if you transport people to go and destroy stadium during the celebrations, or then Madaraka the celebration, they are destroying stadium when we have got Jamhuri the celebration. So these are some of the characters that we don't want. Let if people are going to celebrate, and I would wish that going forward as a country, we should be having places where we can be celebrating these national holidays. Because even if they are needed as a capacity of the stadium, we need better places to go and celebrate. Otherwise, having a stadium per county is something that I support. If possible, having it per sub-county, I also support. Thank you.
And now that we are talking about infrastructure, and that was one of the sports infrastructure, there has been a very, the government has been deliberate in taking up roads. And the latest one was a promise by the president of an expressway from Thika all the way to Museum Hill. How is the significance of road construction, especially by the current government, impacting the people? Do you think that it impacts you guys, or it's not just up to the expectation? Or Julius, let's start with you.
You know, when roads are built, those are some of the structures that we value as a country. I'm not in any objection further, but you see, let the launching of the roads be done on what we have in the budget. You see, the president works launching this road, like the other day you saw Rironi Mau Summit Road being launched. After 2 days, what is happening in that road? We only have the launching part which is still there. But even Amir Wilbar is not at the scene. When the president is launching this, he has launched different roads. We've seen road being launched even from Tala, Kangundo, and connecting up to Mwala. It was long time ago. There's nothing that is ongoing. We have seen roads being launched in Meru. There's nothing ongoing. How would wish? And I think I have my friend here, Dazavin. Dazavin, I'm just advising you in terms of the United Opposition that even if you launch roads which are in the budget. Don't launch something that you feel you come and put it in the budget. Then after launching it, why do you remove the tractors from there? I wish.
Just to cut you short.
Yes.
Do you think those roads, whether they are launched or otherwise, are they a game changer in the lives of Kenyans?
If you promise a tarmac road, it will only be a game changer if that road is tarmacked and people use it. If you come and launch a road, then the road is not done, there's nothing that is going on in that road, it cannot be a game changer. Instead, it will be a problem, it will be creation of more problems to the people. I wish, we have got a lot of roads, and we have got the bodies which are responsible for those roads and also as well as maintenance of those roads. What I wish to happen, go and check within the budget. If this road was in the budget, launch it, immediately after launching it, let the contractor be on the site and let the work be done. But if you launch and the following day you leave, then there's nothing you're doing. There's no game changer there. Instead, you are adding more problems to the people, and you will not accept.
What about you, Moses Sunday?
That's the reason why I say that now, when we are now even opposing the government, then we should have facts. How I wish we could have someone maybe on ground along these roads that are being said that are being launched to tell us whether there are tractors there or not. I think I may not be opposing the project of the road, but so far so good. What I can say, let's wait for the completion stage. If we will reach on 2027, if those roads are not constructed, then we cannot say that the government launched what is not there. But even if we talk of budget, you see, even in your house, what you are using, it is not that you must have everything in budget. You can come today and find that there's something that you are lacking and it was not in your budget. Then you can just go and buy it. So time is still there.
Do you think that is possible?
There's something my brother here is forgetting. There's something called laying of the foundation stone. What he is calling launching, right? And there's something called commencing date and the completion date, right? So if commencing date, let's say it is on 10th, and the project is launched on 5th, which means on 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, you are not going to find somebody there. So that is actually, and he has been very specific about Rironi Mau Summit Road. The president launched it, and it has already been crafted, and everything is going to start soon. It is only that was a foundation laying date. And commencement date was not on that very, very day. That is the only difference it's not getting, right? And another thing is forgetting is this one. First, you identify what you want to do. Is when you go under budget or create money for it. Right now, the government cannot allocate 5 billion. It's going to do a project which has not been identified. Okay? First, you identify the project. Even the Mau Summit Road, which was launched, the money has already been budgeted for. The government had already identified that this road needs to be expanded, to be dualed. Then they went down and sat down with the experts of committees and found out that how much can this road consume? Is when they went back to the budget and did some allocations, is when they came back to do the launching. First, you don't look for money, then you go and identify the project you want to do with it. How will you know that this money is going to be enough, right? First, you identify the project, which had already been identified, is when you go and look for money. So that is actually what the government did. So with the Mau Summit Road, it has already been identified before as a source of catastrophe along that route. Even right now, you have seen, yesterday there were many people who are going towards the Western Kenya, they shall go. They are stuck there, they're sleeping on that road. So it has already been identified, okay? It's when the government went and looked for money and put in the budget, and then it has finally been launched. So that is actually what's happening. So you actually don't go and look for money. Is when you identify what you want to do with the money. First, identify the niche is when you go and look for money to put inside the budget. That is what my brother is forgetting, right?
I think also for the matter of helping my brother. Okay. You know, you also need to be having your research at the fingertips. Because right now we are acting on the budget of the 2025-2026 financial year.
Yes.
Meaning that these are some of the things that had been identified before the approval of 2025 June financial year budget, 2025-2026. So meaning that whatever you're doing right now, it had been identified that the money had been allocated, that was approved with the current financial year budget that you are running. Then secondly, so you're saying that some of the contractors have not been some of the contractors have not been because the actual data is not there. So some of the roads which were launched 2 years, 1 year ago, the actual data is still not there. So we should, like the Kangundo Mwala Road, which was launched 1 year ago. So the actual data is still not there. So let us be, a little research will help you, and my advice also will help you as a government, so that we defeat you in 2027.
But if I can interject, can my friend justify that the expressway was in budget back then?
No, the expressway was in the public-private partnership.
And
it was not. It was not.
Is with the Mau
Same
Summit.
as the Mau
Yes.
Summit.
Where the contractor had been awarded this tender 1 year ago. Why was it revoked? You do some of the things I will not tell you in the camera, but I know you are my friend. After this, I will give you some.
just a second, right?
Clarification, yeah.
You see, during the budget allocations, you hear that maybe the Kura or the Kera or the Kenha has been given a certain amount of money, right? The Kera has been given 30 billion, 40 billion, 20 billion. What's that money for? Remember, this money is being allocated to either Kura, Kera, or Kenha, right? Into their docket. And then you find that this money is going to be used to construct the roads. And you find that during allocation, this money is not being said, we have given you this money as Kenha to go and build a certain road. Each and every road board must have funds in the account. And it is this fund which is going to do the roads which they have already identified to be having problems that need to be either dual or get upgraded and so on and so on. And always you find that if there is a planned job, there's something we call a backlog. I don't know if you understand that. It's just like the court cases. There's a case that was reported maybe 2 years ago that has not been resolved. It is due to the backlog which is at the courtroom, and not that the case is not going to be resolved. And you find that at long last it's going to be done. It is just because of just 1, some 2, 3, 4 backlogs, and everything is going to be okay.
All right.
So the government has a backlog.
No.
Yeah, the government also must have a backlog, because things that are supposed to be done by the government are very many. The government is not dealing with the two matters. The government is dealing with affairs countrywide. So the backlogs are many. We must accept that.
All right, no problem. I needed us to get to our next statement, and this one is about one of the pillars of the government, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which is the universal health coverage. Now, in operationalization of this, the government enacted the Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIF. And through that, the government has said that it has expanded the healthcare services to the country. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? I'll start with you, Mr. Musa.
Okay, you see, in my view, we should be talking about the health system. You know, anytime you go to hospital, you must pay. So if we just have an organized operational government or any county, then you should not complain of the SHA or SHE. It should just work automatically. Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, this thing, it is actually working. And to make this matter very brief, it is the burden of people who feel that it is not working to prove that it's not working. Such simple.
But who you alleges must prove.
It is actually working, but it is the burden of people who think that it's not working to prove that it is not working. Yeah.
Do you agree with the statement that I made?
You see, also they are also contradicting themselves. And they are saying that at least if it is planned in a better way, it's something that can work. Who is there to plan this thing? They're the people who are in the system, and the people who are supposed to be planning this thing. You see, one, you saw some of the hospitals receiving money, and these hospitals are not operational. Number one. Number two, you saw good services like the Linda Mama and so on, which was now transformed into Linda Baba. And you know the Baba that Lukotuna Linda and Linda Baba. So what I want to advise you, the previous system that was working, like the NHIF system, it had got a better framework as compared to the SHA that these people have adopted currently. Because the reason why I'm saying this, if you look at the SHA, the SHA first, how much was used to develop the SHA system? It was billions of money. Billions of money if it was pumped into a health system, even to pay for some other services. Could have been a lot of money. So I don't see the problems which are facing the NHIF if SHA has been in a position to solve them. The same problems are recurring. If you want to solve a problem, you cannot solve a problem by running through this problem and also creating another problem. So right now we have got two problems which have been created by SHA. But above all, it is fine. We are adapting in a negative way, and going forward we will be in a position to advise you accordingly.
But SHA is better than NHIF in my view. I used NHIF for a long time, and I'm using SHA even up to date. I can attest it is working better than NHIF.
Oh, it is working.
What are some of the benefits that your crew using?
Right now, if someone goes to the hospital, maybe a pregnant mother, and is not under SHA, she will be registered there and assisted there. Back then, if you have an NHIF, if you even fail to pay for this month, you will be penalized first, then you will be allowed to pay for 3 consecutive months. It can be active, but now it is instant.
Okay.
You see,
come in, yeah?
okay, just a second. One of the biggest challenges, and it has actually accepted that SHA is adapting. Any change must adapt, okay? There's nothing that comes new and then people accept it immediately. It must receive some hostile receptions, and it has actually accepted that they are adapting. One of the biggest disadvantages of NHIF, NHIF, people's data were being captured in a particular hospital. You find that you register in this facility, one public hospital, one private hospital, another one, almost 3. So which means these hospitals are always having your data. So even if you take 10 years before without going to the hospital, they can cook up a bill and send it to the ministry so that they can receive the money. That was one of the biggest loopholes, and that was one of the reasons why this thing was actually scrapped out. You see, with the SHA, your data is not captured in a specific hospital, and therefore any sense of manipulation such that you haven't gone for hospital for a particular period of time, then the hospital just decide to cook your data and send it to the ministry so that they can be sent money. It cannot exist because your data is purely captured by the ministry. Unlike NHIF, where your data was attached to a specific hospital. So even if you haven't gone to the hospital for 1 year, 2 years, one day they just wake up and create and cook some bills and send to the ministry, the money is sent to them. You see, that was a very big challenge why NHIF was having a lot of loopholes in terms of funds embezzlement. Yeah.
So when the president and the prime cabinet secretary, when they went to US recently, where did they get the health data from? Was it from SHA or NHIF? Which is the bone of contention in the judiciary right now. Where did you get the data?
They got it from the ministry.
Which ministry? Of health. And you are saying that with the SHA, the data is safe.
But the data is captured with the ministry. The data is not captured in a specific hospital, such that the details of John Otieno is in a particular hospital, right? With the SHA, it is not that way. It is captured at the ministry. No hospital is having a specific data for any single person. That this person is registered to be treated here as always, unlike NHIF. All right. With NHIF, even if you are living in Nairobi and then you are registered in Kisumu, if you are sick, you have to go to the hospital in Kisumu, right?
Okay, I want us to take this conversation forward, and one of the flagship projects of the government is the affordable housing plan, and the government has come out and said that this is a game changer and it will help people have houses. Do you have a house, Mr. Vincent?
Do I have a house in terms of affordable housing or personal house at home?
Any can do.
I have a house at home.
Okay.
Yes. Secondly, if we're about affordable housing, I'm currently saving with Womayangu. And if I can show you my account, I think I've saved up to something like 71,000 up to 70,000. Yeah. It is actually a game changer. You see, anything a government is doing, the government does not do anything for the general public. Any project the government does has got target audience. Right? Mm-hmm. So, even affordable housing, it is targeting people who are interested in owning homes, but they are having financial incapability to own homes. Because you see, let's take an example of Nairobi. A one-bedroom house in Nairobi, a purchase goes up to 9 million. But at affordable housing, one bedroom is only going for 960,000 to 1 million, depending on the fluctuating rates and the location, you see. So any interested Kenyan who is having an intention of owning a home but is not having the financial muscle can easily own a home, go to silver affordable housing, and you find that the payment is very flexible up to a period of 30 years. And like the private sectors where maximum is up to 6 months. Okay, so you find that with affordable housing, any Kenyan who is interested in owning a unit can easily own it. But the bottom line is, any project a government is doing is having target audience. So anyone who is not interested in affordable housing unit is not the target audience. Yeah.
Mr. Moses, are you the target audience?
Yeah, we are the target audience.
Okay.
You see, if you look at the manifesto of both the opposition, the then Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza, they both had affordable housing in their manifesto. So even if some people are opposing the affordable, then they should tell us what they wanted to use on building these structures. But it is a good project. Yeah.
What about you? Were you the target audience?
You know, I wonder if I don't know whether my friend, my brother Vincent has seen or has known the definition of a payroll, because currently, if you see the payroll of someone, and you see what this government does, including the affordable housing levy, at times you'll come and that's when you truly know what people are really facing.
But it is only 1.5%.
We've seen, you know how much is 1.5%? If you're
Yes.
someone who is earning, for example, 400,000, you know that's not a pocket change. So what I'm trying to tell you is that at least you see with this affordable housing, we've seen a lot of governments before, and they were doing some of these projects. Only that what can change is the frequency on how these projects are done. Then number two, we need an audit body that will audit that within this month or each and every month we are collecting such amount of money, and this is how it's spent. We need an audit body for that. Number three, how are they massaging the interest of those who want these houses versus whatever they wanted it to be done, like the people they wanted it to be done for. For example, there are some people who are like him is contributing. Someone can decide even to contribute 1 million within 1 week. Will that person be entitled to be given a house? Automatically, yes. And if this, they were meant so that at least someone can be uplifted from the bottom towards up. What you are lacking is a framework. What you are lacking is a structure. Even Mukuru Kwanyenga, they were launched. 2 women were given keys. The following day, what happened? It was all over the television. They did not own the house anymore. So as a country, there are some things that we need audit. Apart from audit, also we need transparency.
What about
generally, the project is good, it's only that it lacks audit. It's
Not
not
really.
the bottom line. Huh?
Even if this project, I've said, the major objective of the project, I accept. It was there to transform the lives of the people.
Yes.
But how you do it,
Yeah.
you are bringing more harm
Yeah.
than it is supposed to be.
But do you
How is it supposed to be done?
This is how it's supposed to be done.
Yes.
There's money which is allocated to the Ministry of Housing and Lands.
But it has never worked.
It does never work. You saw Uhuru Kenyatta building a lot of affordable
Where are
houses.
they? Where are they?
The one at
Where are the houses?
the one at
Are you not?
Where are the
You are
houses?
living in Uganda.
I'm living in Kenya. Where are the houses?
You've been living in Uganda.
Where are the houses?
We have got, even if you go to, there are a lot
Point
of
one,
just point
affordable
one.
houses. What I'm telling you, Michael,
Where's one?
Where's
Where's
one?
one?
if you go to Kiambu here, just,
Where?
I'm giving you the direction.
But
Kiambu, I'm just giving you the nearest.
listen.
I'm giving you the nearest.
Listen. Just allow me just to interject. You see, if you talk of affordable housing that Uhuru Kenyatta was doing, I don't think if it had an impact, in my view. Because right now, if you look at the affordable housing, it is all over, and the government has distributed the project in each and every county or sub-county, if I may say. But if you look at maybe the one for Uhuru that I know, you are taking me to Kiambu Road. Yeah, there's one here at Ngara, just adjacent to police station, Stagman. That was the Uhuru project of the affordable housing. But now, if you see now, it is all over. Let us give credit where it is due.
You know, they are not understanding my point. I'm saying, how this thing is done, that is a major harm to the people.
How is it supposed to be
Don't
done?
deduct money from the payroll of the people. Number two, give the house to the people that you meant it to be for.
Which government in the world can work without tax?
No, you see, it is like you're double taxing.
So the money should be given
You are
for free.
double taxing.
The houses should be given for free.
Not for free. Even the one for Uhuru Kenyatta, they are not being given for free. What I'm saying, don't deduct money from the people's payrolls with an aim of doing something that will no longer be audited. Like if I ask him right now, how much are you collecting per month in terms of affordable housing from the payroll?
But Mr. Julius, I think we have the Auditor General who audits the government.
Have they come into public to do that?
So,
I think
so the problem
But-
here,
but-
the
but-
project is actually good, but it lacks audit. It's
not
the bottom
that,
line.
But again-
not that.
What's
I'm
the problem
saying
with the project?
don't deduct people's money to do that project.
But again,
Other basic deductions are okay.
You see, just a second.
Yeah.
I heard that the United Opposition, there was a time they said on media that the moment they take the government, one of them said that the houses are going to be brought down.
Not broader. We are going to start
is
off that project. All payrolls all pay slips will remain the way they are.
you see, if I can speak.
Yeah.
No government can come in place and do away with the project that was going. All government is a continuation. If you find it, you know, this is a blueprint for 2030 vision. Even if Kalonzo or Gachagua comes to be the
Not
president,
any Kalonzo.
he will continue with this vision 2030, and the housing project isn't there. So what he will do? He just said how he want to do it,
Yes.
but definitely he will still tax people. Even us, like me, I'm not employed, but I know in one or the other I'm being taxed, and it's going to
And
definitely.
us for the affordable housing.
Yeah, what about, can you come in? Yes.
You see, I wonder which kind of first, are you being deducted the affordable housing? Levy?
After this, I will show you my payslip. You will wonder.
Okay. You see, he has given an example of someone who is earning 400,000. Someone who is earning 400,000, that is not a hustler. That is someone who is capable of purchasing a house, not through the tenant purchase scheme, but just directly through the private developers. You see, this government housing project, it is divided into 3 categories. Number 1, social housing, affordable housing, the middle class, and finally the premium, the market price. And social housing is the lowest. It's actually dedicated to people who are earning 20,000 and below. Okay? And then it comes there to the affordable housing, which is middle class. People earning between 20,000 to 60,000. So if he's talking of something like 400,000, that is not a husband. That is someone who is capable of just buying a house directly from the market. Okay? So definitely this thing is actually helping the lower people. Because you see, the payment plan, number 1, the payment plan of the affordable housing. That is the first thing which is helping people. You have a payment plan of up to 30 years, which means you can do it as comfortably as you want. Unlike, you go to purchase a unit from a market, and you are supposed to pay 9 million, and the payment plan is running only up to 6 months. You see, it is carrying that burden. So affordable housing project, just as I said before, if you are not interested, you are not the target audience. Let the target audience chip in. And I'm just wondering why. How come someone who is living in Kilelesho or here is in Lavington is having a problem in the affordable housing which is being constructed in Kibera? Just the same way someone who is living in Nairobi is having a problem with a dam which is being constructed in Northeastern. What's the problem with the people?
Okay, I need
But
to
again,
make us-
but again, that is the real bottom up. Because if you are getting 500,000, even if the government deducts even 100,000, what is the problem there? let this person build for someone who cannot afford even a 10,000 a month. Because you see, for example, if you're paying a rent of 10,000 per month, then you move to affordable housing, then you pay 6,500 for a 2-bedroom, but 10,000 for 1 bedroom. Then you see this one the 4,000 is now, you can save this 4,000. So let's say that now you're using 4,000 to pay this. If you can save this 4,000 for the entire year, that's a lot of money.
KRA calls it the principle of proportionality. You give according to your earning. Okay? Yeah.
My brother is saving for a house that he will get in after 30 years. He's not aware where the house is.
No. It is not. Just a point of correction. It is not
just-
that you will get it after 30 years. You have a payment plan stretched up to 30 years.
Okay.
It is not a must that you pay for 30 years. If you have the capability of doing it within 5 or 10, is okay. The government is giving you a maximum limit so that it gives you some ease to reduce the burden of payment. It is not that you will get it after 30 years.
So where is
Then
the
another
house?
thing,
Where is the house?
just a second. He's saying that you don't know where you will get the house. He's not familiar with the process. If you want a unit first, you don't just save blindly. If you go to the website, you choose a unit where you would like it to be. If you want a unit in Kisumu, you will register for a unit in Kisumu and start saving for it. Okay? And once you book it, it is being reserved for your name. And the moment you clear the deposit, which is currently 5%, has actually been reduced, you will receive a message saying you have congratulations for successfully booking your unit. So you always save for a unit which you know where it is, because you save for what you chose, not you just save blindly so that one day if the government decide they will give you
Okay,
it's not a way of life.
Just 1 second. I'm just assisting him, because when we get into the government, we are going to scrap off such things. So just save, knowing that we are going to give you back your money when you get to the government.
Let me ask you let me ask my brother one question. Assuming I've secured a unit at affordable housing, do you think you can get me out from that house, even if you come to be the president?
No,
you cannot.
We are not.
It can never work.
We are not going to get people out of the house.
What am I trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that we are no longer going to tax people to build these houses.
All right.
We are just going to build after building
But
these
you
houses.
will come when the meeting is complete. So there will be no tax.
Let's move forward. And another thing is that the government has said that with this affordable housing, it has really impacted a lot of people by creating jobs, and it is in hundreds of thousands. What do you think about that, Mr.?
That's actually true. So far, over 350,000 people are working at affordable houses countrywide. Mark you, this is a data of something like 4 months ago. And these projects get launched each and every day, which means the number has significantly increased and it is now hitting almost 500,000, okay? And these are direct jobs. There are so many indirect jobs like the suppliers and so on, okay? And you find that these jobs are also, these sites are also promoting education, because so many students are getting attached, they get attachment to these sites. So it is actually a very big source of employment to the youths of Kenya, okay? Because I will ask, somebody will ask, ati sasa mtu alikuwa na, somebody ask me, sisi sote tutafanya mjengo? No, it is not that way. Not all of us can work in a construction site. And mark you, there are people who have studied so many courses relating to the construction. Where do they work? They will have to get absorbed to that place. So you who has not studied it, you don't have a place there. You just continue with what you studied, okay? It is a matter of specialization, you see. But actually it has created job opportunities, and this one is provable. You can walk to the different sites. You will see people working there. These are things that are provable. You can see by your eyes, right?
Okay, what about you, Moses?
In terms of employment, unless you are sick, then you can say that the affordable housing has not created a job. Because anybody can work there. Even a lady who has not even done construction, she can do curing. And that is it. That's employment. Yeah.
What do you think?
You know, temporary employment is real, and they have to tell you, whatever they're not telling you, that the employment maybe is temporary basis. Then number two, a matter of fact, if the government wants to bring a project of affordable housing at a certain place, they'll have to give the contract to a company, and this company must be having a trace record. If someone graduated maybe 4 years or 2 years, architecture, and this person has a company, this person will no longer be given that tender. The people that will be given this tender are the people that already they have been in this market for so long, and with that, and they have got some good experience that they can be in a position to construct. But this side of the other group, apart from the professional people can only be one person or two. That's the person that is going to win the tender. Other people falls in this other side, and there will be what we call the mjengo bit of it. It is fine. People will go there and get something, but it is on temporary basis. Those people who constructed Mukuru kwa Njenga affordable housing, are they still there?
Yeah,
they constructed and it ended.
Definitely.
They went to Kisumu, the same thing happened. Then, what if, now it is from Mukuru kwa Njenga, it will now going to be constructed at Kibra. Will somebody come from Mukuru kwa Njenga going from Mjengo at Kibra at a price of 500? So, what they have to accept, even if it gives some people a food on the table, I'm not on the objection of that. But it is on temporary basis.
But other than government employment, which they normally say permanent and pensionable, all other employments are temporary.
That's the fact.
All
Everything
private
is temporary.
No, there are those which are too temporary. No, there are those which are too temporary.
Pensionable employments are very, very few in this country. That's a fact. You have seen people signing contract for 2 years, 1 year.
How long is an affordable house being built?
I've been working in affordable housing for 2 years now.
Even if the United Opposition comes into government,
yes,
they will still employ people, and it will still be temporary, unless them they have another model of
But
calling.
not as a way of burdening the common citizens. We will give the common citizens the easiest way possible as we employ other people.
There's always been a fight about this permanent and pensionable.
Yeah.
It's not common. All jobs are temporary. You've seen even people signing a 2-month contract, right? Now what about the 40
Even that permanent and
Yeah.
pensionable, if you mess around, you'll be sacked. It is still
Anytime. So all
temporary.
jobs are temporary. There's
But the affordable housing job is too temporary.
It's
Too temporary.
Because you find that most of those sites last for at least 2 years. Yeah. And you find that they happen in phases. He has talked about the Mukuru one. The Mukuru one is not yet over. That was phase 1. Phase 1 was over. Those people are currently in phase 2. Same to Kibera people. They go in phases.
But hand over the houses to the right people. That's when we'll
Save money.
All right.
Save money.
And even those wrong people are Kenyans.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much, gentlemen. That was a wonderful conversation. Now, that one has been a discussion with the Gen Z here at Trading Media. That is our first of the many shows that we'll be having here. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening.